With reactions trailing the release of 137 abducted students of Leah Primary School and Government Secondary School, Kuriga, in the Chiku local government area of Kaduna State.
A big congratulations to all those people where we say they don't leave. Where we say the Nigeria force don't bring the comments. And I know say they kidnap a lot of students. But what I don't understand for this video where they show us so. Now why be say that they use their language, not be the English where they teach us, because this language where me they use so not be my own, understand. So the thing is kind of confusing. Anyhow, Mona first see the video anyway. Mona see the video because I want Mona be the judge. You understand? Mona tell me waiting be say I don't understand about this video. So I did very, very curious because
According to the Defense Headquarters, the students were rescued in Zamfara State in the early hours of Sunday through the joint efforts of the military and local authorities. The governor of the state, Uba Sani, received the students on Sunday evening, promising that they will continue to receive psychological counseling and proper medical supervision.
I would like to especially appreciate our GOC, General Saraso, for all the effort ensuring that our children are back home safely. But I'm happy that the children, just like my brother General Saraso have just said, they have been very cooperative. They made it clear to the army that they were 137. Because like I told you in the media now before coming here, nobody should know them better than themselves. Strangers who have no connection with our state, who have no connection with the families, have gone to the media with figures that we feel is just a figment of their own imagination. But today I'm happy. What is more important is that the children are back home.
All right, the governor there, and he's also, thanked the collaboration of the military and all the security forces for the safe return of the children. I mean, there's a lot of questions about whether or not they were 138 or 137. In that same video, a young girl who the governor spoke with said that they were 138, but unfortunately, one of their teachers died. If we can play that video for a short moment.
Yeah, we are kicking on Ajini. SS2. That's very good. So da aka dauke ku dukkan ku an tafi da ko? Dukkan kun dawo lafiya ko? Riƙe ka ba wanda ya bace ko?
Eh ba wanda ya bace.
Ko akwai wanda ya bace?
A'a.
Ko nawa ne gaba daya?
Dukkan mu 138 ne, amma mu 137 muka dawo.
To sai ɗaya ne Allah miki da su?
Eh ɗayan malamin mu ne Allah ya mai rasuwa a can.
Allah ya san shi Allah ya tsare.
Amin.
Ba sai dai mun zura muku ba ko?
A'a ba su mana komai ba, gaskiya ba su taba mata. Cewa ma suka yi duk wanda ta masa kazafin su taba ta, Allah ya isa ba su yake mata ba.
Allah sarki. Allah sarki. Muna godiya kun da kuma kamar da kike sani kin da kike miki zai karanta.
Ina so in karanci likita.
Likitan medicine kenan.
We thank God for her life. She did say there in that video that the bandits did not molest her or any of the girls that were abducted. The governor here, as well as security forces, have said that there were 137 students that were released. And so that is the official number. Well, in the meantime, the president welcomed the news of the release of the students and re-emphasized the importance of collaboration between the federal government and states for expected outcomes, especially on matters of security. He commended the National Security Advisor, the security agencies, and the Kaduna State government for their diligence with which they handled the situation. Well, Tinubu, in a post on X, wrote, "I once again assure Nigerians that my administration is deploying detailed strategies to ensure that our schools remain safe sanctuaries of learning and not lairs for wanton abductions. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria." Well, Atiku Abubakar commended the efforts of those responsible for the release of the school children and called for the strengthening of the security architecture around our schools. His tweet reads in part, "We also do not need to wait for the next incident before putting mechanisms in place to forestall it. To this end, I recommend the strengthening of the Safe School Initiative that prioritizes the protection of schools, especially in the areas that are most vulnerable to mass kidnap of school children. But above all, there should be an overhaul of the security architecture to meet the demands of the threats facing us. Well, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in a series of tweets, said the reports of the students' release is reassuring to the nation and their parents. He thanked the government and security agencies for securing the release of the students, urging that every Nigerian must be safe. His tweet reads in part, "We must ensure that every Nigerian is safe in Nigeria by not giving terrorists any operating space in our nation. No Nigerian should ever be a captive or hostage anywhere in his fatherland. I encourage every Nigerian in the midst of these dark and fearful nights in our nation, where danger seems to be lurking on every corner, to remain hopeful for the new dawn of a secure and safe nation, the new Nigeria, which is possible." Well, Rufai, I mean, there are other tweets on social media, but I wanted to come to you because, you know, I did read your tweet and your question was quite pertinent. You asked, how is it possible that we keep on hearing the release of these children? Why have we not heard of the arrests of the abductors? And I think that is the main point here.
And it's pure and simple, Audrey, because you see, I think what we have built is we've built a war ecosystem, a war economy. We were here when we covered the Kagara Boys case. We're here, since I started working in Arise, we've had these episodes of kidnapping. At least I can remember about 3 or 4 mass abductions like that. And in the end, a deal is reached. You never, for once, hear that the terrorists that took them on were decimated or killed in the attack. All you keep hearing is there were negotiators. They brought the boys back. After bringing the children back, that's all. So is it that we are waiting for the next kidnapping to happen? Is it that we are not asking ourselves, where is the next one going to happen? So if you don't do that, and if you keep supporting these ones, I mean, you heard what Commander Olawa, he said that they should come and challenge him. He, not my words, his words claimed that they paid ransom. Because you can't just say that they gave up the people like that. And after going through all this risk. So what are we going to do to be able to stop this ecosystem and their accomplices? Because they have a lot of accomplices. There are many cases of you applying an action against them, these terrorists, at the next stage, they already have intel. Across board in the villages and all of that. So when are we going to put a stop to it? Is this how we're going to keep shelling out money for people to be able to buy things? I mean, based on Commander Olawa's assertion that they probably pay ransom. So we'd like to ask, why is that we have never heard that the government went in there, after they recovered the people, they went out for those people, they killed them, they hurt them?
Yeah, we heard last week, though, that there was a gun duel. We don't know about the injury in Kaduna State. There was some sort of gun duel between the terrorists and the security forces, and they were able to rescue about 16 abducted
okay, so that's one case. I'm happy.
Kaduna State,
I'm happy. Yeah. But I'm talking about the mass abductions.
Yes.
The mass abductions. In the case of Kangara, I'm not sure I heard a gun duel. In this case, I'm not sure I heard a gun duel. Because in the end, only God knows how much this cash is moved. Secondly, I would like to call on the NFIU. Can we have an algorithm in place that tracks transactions in these hotspot zones in such a way that if an unusual transaction comes to a certain account that has not been before, we can track the pattern and call these people for questioning? Because you need to also be able to move this. That's apart from the informal system at which this money changes hands, where you have money in foreign currencies, is passed across money chains and across the African continent. Most of this cash are carried across camels and things like that. Yeah. So we need to have a proper identity, because if we do not replace, just like we're talking about the Niger Delta,
yes,
if we do not replace this ecosystem of theft, of banditry, then it will only continue.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at one of the stories you're going to do. Look at the Binance case. How can somebody that is arrested in a Nigerian detention escape with another person? And there were guards there.
Yeah, you can speak about the Binance case.
The truth is, you will know.
Yeah.
And from investigations, there should be some level of complicity.
Yes.
Let's not deceive ourselves. How can somebody held by the Nigerian state.
Apparently, he had his passport, his international passport with the DSS.
You
but
get-
obviously, you can
So I
escape
heard,
if you apply for another passport.
I heard he
obviously.
escaped using
Yes.
a Kenyan passport.
Oh, with a well, we're not sure about that.
How, I mean, that's one of the
That's what
reports
they're
we saw.
saying, yeah.
So how can somebody held by the Nigerian state escape? So there's a lot of complicity across the chain.
Right.
Another question is, I remember when something like this happened under Olusegun Obasanjo, that Charles Taylor that was held escaped. They arrested him back. Because Obasanjo was like, go straight after them and bring it. So how can someone that was held by the Nigerian state? So is it that we can't hold somebody while he goes through his case?
Yeah, well.
So those are the many complexity we are looking at in the system, and we need to ask questions.
Yeah. People are calling it Prison Break Season 1. But
It must be Schofield.
Schofield. But we must commend the security forces, because it was not only in Kaduna State that, scores were